Hello, hello. Am I on now, maybe? Am I on? Now, maybe? Oh, I am on because I just heard myself on YouTube. Okay. So guys, this is not an official video. So like if you guys are gonna watch this later, maybe I'm gonna unlist it anyway. If you're gonna watch this later, this is not like an official thing. It's literally just me testing something for Saturdays. Um, as you know, like a few days ago, I don't remember when that was, we tried to work with like Cloudbots and stuff. That's because I was planning something and I didn't know how else to do it. I hope everything is gonna work today, and I'm gonna explain you how the whole thing will work. So this specific one will not be Eurovision related, just because I don't want to waste like the ideas of Eurovision. So it's gonna be something else, but it's more about the way everything works in. So if you think it's not interesting, it's absolutely totally fine. I just need some people to like vote in polls and stuff because I'm trying to test those things and see how long it will take, any error that might happen, stuff that I did not think ahead of time. So this is literally just testing, and I cannot test it on my own. Like I need a bunch of people to do that. So this I'm not sure yet how I will call this. It will be some sort of knockouts or stuff like that. Every week it's gonna be a specific theme. The theme already started like as the poll on my Facebook. I think you saw most of you. And what we are going to do is I'm gonna pick every time 10 of your options plus 6 of mine to be 16 in total. I will not vote ever in this show, so this will always be everything that you guys will pick every single time. And yes, Jonathan, you're totally my test subjects because I have no other test subject. I don't have anyone to test on. Um, so the whole show is gonna have two main parts. In one of them, none of the acts, in this case, is gonna be something else. None of the things are gonna get eliminated from the show. But in the second half of the show, the acts are gonna start getting eliminated. They're gonna like knock out each other. That's why I call it knockout. But before that, I'm gonna tell you how everything works. I'm gonna try to like read some of the chat also because this is not an actual official live stream, so I can be quiet too. I hope I put no background music, like nothing exciting today. It's pure business. So okay. So okay. This is the way the thing is gonna. Am I muted still? Okay. Very probably now I'm not muted anymore. Okay. You see, this is why I'm doing this. I absolutely totally forgot to add the microphone on in this part of. You see, this it's very good to test everything. Okay, so now I have the microphone on and the webcam, everything is on. I hope everyone can see all the stuff around me. These are gonna be like two series, like wait, right is left and left is right here. So that one and that one. This is because I'm gonna split the favorites, so the favorites will not be in the same group in the early stages. So the way this will work, you guys are gonna vote by using a specific. Oh, I should have put that in. You see, another thing I should pay attention to. I'm gonna edit now. The way you are gonna vote is by typing something like this. That's the way to vote. I'm gonna change this a little bit. So you would pick there whatever option you want. It's not necessarily A, because I don't want you guys to have to spell a lot, especially in Eurovision stuff, because, you know, it's not gonna work this well. What chat? Oh, if you can move the chat of the... Are you watching it on TV, BG? I don't know where you're watching it. So the first, I'm going to tell you how the first part works, and I also need to pay attention how I'm explaining it to make it very clear when I'm doing the actual thing. In the first phase of the show, all these acts, in this case all the TV shows, are gonna grab points from you guys by you voting for them. There are gonna be 7 specific categories, and every time you can only vote for one of them. And when you're voting, like, you're gonna vote, you have 1.5 minutes for like each question, and you're gonna vote first for one half and then for the other half. So they will not compete against each other in the first phase. And after that, after we go through all the 7 rounds for all of them, then they're gonna start competing against each other, and whoever one loses is getting eliminated. I'm gonna explain you more as we go through. If you have any questions, please ask me, because I'm not sure. In my mind, everything is very clear, but I know I'm not explaining it right. So for example, in the first part is the percentages of the votes each one is getting. That's the amount of points. So let's say that I'm gonna ask you which TV show, I don't know, had the best director. It's stupid, it's not gonna be one of the questions, but let's say. And then, I don't know, like 50% of you would say that Lost had the best director. Then it means that Lost will get 50 points. If it's 46.97, is 46.97. So those are the amount of points that they're gonna just collect right now in the first phase. And then in the next phase, you're gonna vote just like 1 versus 1, and then that amount, like the percentage that you're getting in that round, gets added to what they collected in the previous rounds. My gosh, this is hard to explain. I hope I'm gonna make it clear enough. I need to write a script to be sure that I'm explaining it right. Or maybe some visuals will help. I'm not sure. So, let's do... I almost have it. The first question of the night. This is not trivia, but it is a question actually. So, let's see if the bot is on. I need to keep track of the chat bot to be sure that this is on. Okay, it says that it's on. You guys are gonna see a specific message in your chat when the voting starts every time. And you have 1.5 minutes to vote for whatever the question is. Don't forget, first for that half and then for the other half. So the first category for them to get points in this round is which TV show makes you laugh the most. So when I'm gonna start the poll, you guys are gonna vote for one of those, like just one of them. If you change your mind, you can re-vote and put a different letter in. But you will vote A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like don't type the name of the TV show, that will not be registered. So, Adli, you need to buy better eyeglasses. Friends is there, obviously. So let's see if I'm starting the first thing, if you guys are gonna see everything correctly. So I technically have started the vote. So now you guys can vote A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And all those votes are gonna be registered for 1.5 minutes. But you can only vote once. Like even if you vote multiple times, it will not count. So don't try to do that because it's just wasteful. You cannot vote P yet because you're only voting on the first series on the left side. We are not voting on that side yet. So first is just those people. We don't want them to compete against each other yet. Yeah, 40 seconds left to vote for this one. And 30 seconds left to vote. Jay, I actually wanted to put Desperate Housewives in there, but I tried to keep it a little bit more diverse, also time-wise and genre-wise. If it's none for you, just don't vote for any of them. So 3, 2, 1. So at this point you will not be able to vote anymore. So now I'm gonna register the amount of points for each one. Am I seeing all of them? I am. So at this point, I think if I'm gonna click this button, you're gonna see what the result was like for the winner. But you'll only see the winner. I don't want you to see the winner though. Can I make it so you don't see it? I want to keep the suspense going. If I click complete, you're gonna see the result, won't you? Yes. Okay, so you see the first place after each vote, but you don't know how the others did, so it's still like some sort of mystery there. So now you have the exact same question, but for the other side of the board. Let's see if this one will work. Gabriel, I'm pretty sure that Ola-san has like a huge team behind and doesn't have to do everything live. Do you think a minute and a half is too long? Should I just leave 1 minute for each? No, William, you're not meant to see everyone's votes. I'm actually trying to keep as much as possible secret until the very last. Because I don't want people to vote just to give extra points to someone because they know the results like ahead of time. Yeah, so probably I'm just gonna switch everything to 1 minute after this one. A minute and a half is quite long. And I don't want to talk for this long either. I'm pretty sure that no one else is voting. Like the results are pretty clear at this point for this one. So the poll is closed. Did you get the message that the poll is closed? Yes. Okay, good. So that one works. I don't have to do it myself. Then this one gets a 26.67. Okay, so now I'm gonna close it, and again you're gonna see the results, which I need to learn how to hide it. Let me write this down. Did I see Swedish B Panda somewhere? Oh my god, where have you been, Swedish? I mean, I don't know how to call you. Should I call you B? Okay, I need to learn how to hide the results from you. Okay, so now the way this would work, first of all, I'm going to change this to be just 1 minute instead of a minute and a half, because that's obviously too long. Also, I hope everyone is live, because if you're not live, you're going to be missing the actual voting. Okay, so from now on it's going to be just 1 minute. And like the second category to get votes is which TV show makes you cry the most. And first we're gonna start again with that side of the board. And that's here. Let's see if you received everything. School is important. There's no reason to blame anyone. I forgot my water, and I'm gonna have to talk a lot. Don't forget, you're only voting for that side, guys. Only that side the first time. I need to make this clear somehow. So first, in the first round, you only vote for each separately. So you can only pick one. Is the 1 minute done? Actually, I'm gonna see the chat because I'm reading the chat, and if everything goes as planned, I'm gonna get a message when it's done. William, I don't know why I was expecting that from you. Oh my gosh. You guys need more emotion in your life. Okay. So now I'm gonna add in the points for this one. I saw some of you said you don't know any of those shows. Okay. I hope this part is not boring when I'm putting all the results in. This was a lot more diverse, this round of voting. So this one ends, and we start the same thing for the other side. Bye, Fuji. You guys are non-criers? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Even 1 minute seems quite long, but I will not go lower than 1 minute. I still feel that people need to like choose stuff. So the time ended. Somehow all my things have to do a lot with numbers every time. Okay. And there are gonna be less categories. I'm not gonna make as many as today, but I just want to see how far the chat thing goes until it fails. You cannot hear me? Can you hear me now? Did I make it too loud right now? Okay. So the next category is gonna be this one. And again, we start with that side. So you can only vote from A to whatever is there. H. Also because this is TV shows, probably is not as interesting as when it's gonna be all Eurovision. Alexander, is South Park confusing you? Well, some TV shows are confusing you in a different way. I feel confused by some too, but not necessarily in a good way. And George, you haven't watched anything else except those two on the left side? Wow. Okay. The results are in. And then this guy got this much. This guy got this much. Complete. And we're starting the other one. I'm curious, do you remember, guys, when I tested this, that the bot was like failing after a few polls? This doesn't really happen. What works well now? Did I miss something in the chat? Or is it the microphone? Jonathan, you might not be live if you just hear now that part. Okay, I need to find stuff to do for this 1 minute too. Maybe like juggle. Oh yeah, yes, the bot is working really fine and I want to see when it crashes, if it crashes. Tap dancing, I could do the river dance if you want me, guys. I have enough space in this room. Okay, so that one is done. I also like that now I can see in the chat when the voting is done, so I don't have to pay attention, I can actually talk to you. Okay. Oh, I didn't pay attention when we started to see how much time it takes everything. So now it's which is the most binge watchable, the exact same way. We start with the left side. Oh, Swedish people, you're not watching TV shows? Well, I mean, except animes. I mean, I don't think anyone doesn't know what binge watchable means, but I'm just gonna say it just in case. They're the TV shows where you cannot stop. Like when you start watching, you have to go through the whole thing. So if there are like 7 categories and we vote for each separately, that's like 14 minutes, I would say, plus the amount of time for me to put the points in. That would be probably around half an hour maybe in total. And then I'm gonna see how long the other one takes. Is the poll still going on? Okay. The poll is done. I need to find a better way to write the points into. Well, a lot of these got points. Except for one. You don't like one of them, or it's maybe just not binge watchable. Same thing on the other side. I haven't checked the totals yet to see which one is winning. I'm not gonna tell you anyway, but I'm just curious to see. I'm such a geek. I feel like I'm an absolute nerd. I'm like so obsessed with like numbers and rankings and stuff like that. Jonathan, I agree that it's very binge watchable, but for me, one other is like a must. You must binge watch it because if you don't, you're not gonna understand anything. And that one is Dark. Like I feel like when you start watching Dark, you have to watch Dark. You cannot stop. Okay, so the poll ended. I really love the fact that I can see this ahead of time. Then you get okay, 3 more rounds. Is this boring? Please also let me know if this is boring or not, because I need to know. So this time we're gonna rank the acting skills of people for the left side first. Eric Dark is literally unexplainable. Like, it's not what it seems like in the first 2 or 3 episodes, and from there on, it's like, it's unstoppable. It's good that they released all the episodes at the same time, so you can watch a full season at once. Because you could not watch every week 1 episode, it's like impossible. It's science fiction-ish, but very mind-bending. You need to pay a lot of attention and take a lot of notes. Eric, you totally should give it a try. Also, if you're watching it on Netflix or wherever, you can switch it to English, because the actual show is German, but you can watch it in English or whatever. Or you can use subtitles, or you can put voiceovers. So if you have Netflix, you get a lot of options with a lot of languages. So in this case, for this one, you got a very big favorite. And this is the next one. On the other side, I mean. Voting for the same thing. You guys were literally trolling. Such a South Parky thing for you guys to do. Also, I see that you guys are more in the chat, but only like around 10 of you are voting in the end. Do you others not know how to vote? Or... Okay, Suresh, what's the recommendation? I see new names here, like Alexandra. I don't remember that name in live chat. So welcome. Nice to have you here. Even though this is not an official video. Oh, so Georgia, you literally don't know any of the TV shows? How is that even possible? What are kids these days watching? I'm fairly sure you're not watching Sailor Moon. I'm curious how they give you the results for this one. What happens when it's a draw? Oh, then it doesn't give you the actual result. Okay, I'm gonna figure out a way to hide from you the actual scores, because you're not supposed to know them. Okay. This is the next one, and again, we are starting on the left side. Well, Georgia, that one only has 2 seasons. And to be honest, the second season is literally the first season just in a different timeline. Cathal, pay attention to your teacher. Stop watching this. Oh, Swedish Bee Panda, I'm planning to do everything Eurovision. I was not thinking to keep this so diverse. Should I keep it diverse? I feel like people on the channel, they're gonna be here for Eurovision. And if it's not Eurovision, they might not like it. I'm not sure. Oh, Cathal, okay, so you would have been in my team. Okay. So right now, by the way, if you guys don't know, on the Facebook group, a poll is going. So I'm gonna pick the top 10 from that poll plus some of my picks, and that's what's gonna be on Saturday. Right now, I think you're voting for your favorite songs or like your favorite acts. I think I said favorite songs. Yes, Gabriel, you need to put the exclamation point. That's how the robot knows that that's meant for it. Okay, let's see what were the results for this one. Let's see. Then F. And the same thing on the other side. Jay, I cannot do Big Brother. Like a lot of people here hate Big Brother for some reason. I mean, I hate this season too. But still. To be honest, I mean, yes, I think like Game of Thrones has a very good intro, but I was totally obsessed with Dexter's intro when Dexter came out. I loved it. Wait, Jay, what version did you have in UK? Or are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about Big Brother. Okay, yeah. The UK one I did not like. I tried to watch it. William, you're just trolling us. It's impossible. You would at least know the soundtrack. Like, it's impossible. I literally think it's impossible not to know that one. Okay, and this is the last one for this specific first round, whatever the first round would be named. And again, left side first. I have to think every time because your left side is my right side. Alexander, even if you vote multiple times, it still only records one vote. You can change your vote, like if you change your mind, but that's that. Someone really likes Married with Children. I do too, but right now it's very politically incorrect. But I loved a lot Married with Children when I was a kid. Oh, so for you it appeared like you voted before the poll opened? I think I can change those texts though, like what the bot says. So I'm gonna make it a bit more obvious. So you see, even in this case, the order of chat is not the same with what you guys see. So people better stop complaining in Trivia Night. And the last series of voting like this, it's on that side. Gary, you misspelled vote. I miss saying that. Reese, I think I'm around 8 too. For me, the show that I watched the most by far is The Big Bang Theory, which I think I watched all of them at least 17 times. Around 13 I stopped counting, but since then I watched at least 4, I would guess. Okay, so this poll is done. Okay, so this would be like the end of the first phase. And next we will move in the versus phase. So in this case, on each one I'm gonna show you which letter to vote for, but everything is gonna be random from now on. So in the first phase, when I put right and left, that's because I don't want the favorites to compete against each other in the early phases. So like the first place will be somewhere on that side, the second place on that side, third place on this side, fourth place on that side. So kind of like I don't want them like all the good ones on one side and all the bad ones on the other side. So that's the reason why first the voting is like that. And from now on, they will actually gonna eliminate each other. So whatever percentages they're gonna get now is gonna be added to all the points they made up to this point. And I'm actually curious. I just want to see. They're the same 2 TV shows that get most votes, like from when I checked last time, which is this one and that one. Surprising. Okay. So now this vote is literally which one you like most. So it doesn't matter what's your criteria, whichever one you like most, and this one is going to be random. Do I still have the random thing here? I do. Okay, so I'm gonna pick 2 of them by random, which I cannot show you guys. I don't know how to show you, but you'll have to trust me that that's the random. And these 2 are the randoms. Which are Sex and the City versus Mr. Robot. So now your options are gonna be like E or N. Let me close this. Oh, I have to keep adding this. This is not cool. So this is when this one starts. So only now, when it says a poll has opened, only then it's when you can start voting, guys. I need to work on my spreadsheet also to make it a bit more clear. So at this point, whoever one is losing is gonna get kicked out, but the points from all the previous rounds get added to it. Okay. So at this point, this one received this much, and this one received this much. So by a very clear margin, the one that moves on is, well, actually, let me make it like all. The one that gets kicked out from the show is Mr. Robot. It's kicked out. Sex and the City is moving on. The second picks are let's see. Which one is that one? This one versus this one. Okay, I need to plan this much better. So the actual letters are J versus D. I have to do this in a much better, faster way. Vote. Wait, guys, do not vote until you see the message that says a poll has opened. If you haven't seen either, try not to vote, or just guess which one you think is better. To make the part when I'm switching them, I need to make that faster somehow. Is the minute gone? Okay. I'm curious how you guys voted. This one got and this one got so the one that gets eliminated, and the difference was not that big. Like when we got to the total part, the difference is not that big. The one that gets eliminated is This Is Us. Probably you guys have not watched it. I'm guessing, I'm assuming. Next to draw, is between L and B, which are okay. Maybe in this part I will just remove the whole screen so you guys don't see what I'm doing. And on the right is this one. No. This one. And the vote. Oh, I keep forgetting that I have to change this here too. Maybe I will not change. Okay, maybe this part I will not change. I will just change the whole... This is where you start voting. I might not change these letters, so I will just put like option 1 or option 2. And then you'll just vote between 1 and 2 all the time. Does that sound fair? Or you're just gonna get used with all the letters? Okay, I want to use 1 and 2 because then I don't have to keep changing them all the time. Dana, what are you voting there? There is no H in this round. Well, it's actually L and B, by the way. I changed the numbers because I wanted to use numbers from now on, and I totally forgot. But it's L and B. Like, L is Game of Thrones and B is South Park for this round. Okay. So... L. Oh, okay. The one that gets eliminated in this round is Tum 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 Game of Thrones. South Park won on the total. Surprise, surprise. This is probably where people are gonna get very upset. Usually. So I'm gonna keep everything now with 1 and 2. Maybe it will make it easier. I will just change like the images in just for this to get like to be faster. So let's go with the next set. The next draw is between Dexter and Married with Children. So now you will vote 1 and 2 instead of whatever you voted until now, like the letters. Start. Let's see if this one goes easier for me to switch. Gabriel, you're really right. Can you imagine if this is just for fun and we are like, what game of, I mean, I'm upset that Game of Thrones is out. How this would be when it are actually Eurovision acts and like different countries are gonna get eliminated and stuff. That's gonna be tough. Eric asks, it was a tie for the vote, for the actual vote of the round, but I take into account the points gathered in the previous rounds. So South Park had more points than Game of Thrones in the previous round. The difference was not big at all, but it was enough. Yeah, we're not gonna start a war here. I hope. I think people are gonna get upset. The good thing is I'm not voting on anything, so I'm totally chillax. So, the votes for this one. Okay. Okay, for this one the results are not very close. The one that gets eliminated is dum 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 Dexter. Dexter lost to Married with Children. So no more A, no more K. The next draw, the next kick out, whatever it's called, knockoff, is between these two, which are Lost versus I forgot the letter. Okay. Lost versus The Umbrella Academy. Start voting now. Yeah, Risty, I'm not sure who's voting here, but I'm pretty sure they have not seen the TV shows, that's why. Like, Dexter to lose to Married with Children is quite a thing. Okay, I feel like this specific vote is very one-sided. I'm not sure what the total is, though, yet. So we have in my spreadsheet, I need to write the names also, because right now I only have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I don't know which is which. So that would help. So we have F, which killed it in this round, versus, what was that? F versus I. So the very, very, very clear winner was Lost. So the one that's getting eliminated at this point is The Umbrella Academy. Guys, you really don't like the TV shows on the right side of the thing, do you? The next one is between The Big Bang Theory and is between The Big Bang Theory and Friends. This is the big battle. Start voting now. I hate that these two fell together, but that's the randomness of it. One of them is gonna be kicked out. To be honest, I saw these ones in like my last four, probably both of them. But like, don't hate the game, hate the players. You guys are the ones doing this. I know this is the opposite of the saying. Just saying, I'm not saying it because I don't know it. So the results are in. It's very close. So this one got this much, and this one got this much. The one that gets kicked off from this round is The Big Bang Theory. I'm sorry, Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory won this vote though between the two of them, but Friends had more points originally. So this chart out. We have only 4 left in this one. The next is between Dark and Modern Family. Start voting. Language Freak, I still is doing a lot better than many other TV shows. There are very few cringy moments that I'm getting from Friends now compared to other TV shows from like the 90s. So I still think they're doing pretty well. So bye, Jovan. You just voted. Okay. So this one got this much versus and this is the smallest difference from all of them up until now. There are only 3 points difference. The one that gets eliminated is Modern Family. And the last set is Seinfeld versus The Simpsons. Let's go. Gary, you have to put the I vote thing, which is not I vote. Also leave a space between vote and the actual number. I don't know why I feel that for this one is not a lot of competition really happening. Yes, this one is not even close. The one that gets eliminated is Seinfeld. So now there are 8 left. And those 8 are Married with Children, South Park, Sex and the City, Lost, Dark, Breaking Bad, Friends, and The Simpsons. The first vote is between Sex and the City and South Park. And start voting. So William, the pairs on their own in this situation are absolutely random. In the first place, when they make the most amount of points, which actually make a bigger difference than the last vote, in those they will be separated. So the favorites will not be all in the same on the same side. But in this situation, they are. Maybe I should not randomize them, but just make like actual brackets. So probably that's what I'm gonna do. Left versus right. Okay, I can do left versus right too. But then I need to randomize where they go in each category. So I'm just gonna do a random, put them in random orders to be like against each other. Even though actually a normal bracket would be easier because then I can keep track which one is versus which one further. So it would be like A versus B, C versus D, E versus F. And then they just keep moving. So we had Sex and the City, which is E versus B. And the very clear winner is South Park, which makes Sex and the City eliminated. So these two are out. The next pair is Lost versus Dark. Start voting. This is hard. I feel like Lost is a lot more popular, so a lot more people know of it than Dark. But to me, I would put them in the same category. They both gave me the same feelings. It's kind of like when we had Friends versus The Big Bang Theory. I didn't like that combo. Chikarafuru, you have to add the exclamation point vote and then which one, and in this situation is 1 or 2 because you're voting between Lost and Dark. So you vote 1 or 2. Don't forget the exclamation point. Okay, you can do it again in the next round. So for this one, we had F versus H. And the one that gets eliminated is Dark. So Lost survived Dark. Still, it's not, Lost became a classic. Dark is still very new. A lot of people don't know it yet. So that's still fine. The next combo is between Breaking Bad and Friends. Oops, not here. So I mean, Jeffrey, Lost does have a very good plot. And however much people hate the finale, I love the finale. But I agree that Dark is a different level of complicated. Actually, I'm not even sure which one I would have picked. Lost was my favorite TV show until Game of Thrones. And now I feel like my top 3 TV shows would be Game of Thrones, Lost, and Dark. I don't know in which order. So, let's see. The one that gets eliminated is Breaking Bad. And in this, I don't know, is this semifinal? I don't know what this is. We only have 2 left. And those are Married with Children versus The Simpsons. Start voting now. So this one again is one of those that is not even close. Okay, the one that gets eliminated, I'm guessing there are no more votes coming. There's just like 4 seconds left. The one that pretty clearly gets eliminated is Married with Children. So now we are down to our last 4, which these are the semifinals. So we have South Park, Lost, Friends, and The Simpsons. And I'm gonna do this again, random in this case, but I will consider when I'm doing the actual show to not be random. Like to be good ones versus not so good ones in the early stages. After that, it will be random, kind of like in tennis. Versus and P. Okay, so the first draw is between friends versus Lost. So start voting now. Which one do you like more? Sis, you have to vote with exclamation sign vote and then the number. Pretty much how all the others are doing it. Exclamation mark, that's the way you say it in English. That's true. Thank you. So the loser of this semifinal is Lost. So Friends is in the grand final. Will it be against South Park or The Simpsons? So South Park or The Simpsons for the last round of voting. B or P. I feel like South Park versus Simpsons is also, it's like Coca-Cola versus Pepsi. Kind of like Friends versus The Big Bang Theory, Dark versus Lost. Let's see. The results are in. We had a valid vote. And the results are very close. The one that gets eliminated in the semifinal is The Simpsons. The Simpsons won the one versus the other vote, but South Park had more points in the original rounds. It pretty much, South Park made points in every single category, and The Simpsons did not. So, the grand final is between South Park and Friends. Start voting now. see. It's all about this one. So, the last seconds to vote. And the poll is closed. We have a winner. The winner of whatever this thing is Friends. South Park finished second. So you guys picked Friends as the best TV show from the ones that I randomly picked in the beginning. But for the actual Eurovision thing, this is not random. You can actually go and vote on the Facebook page for the category that's going to be on Saturday. So for those ones, you are picking the acts, not me. This was just absolutely random. So I can wait for some feedback, please, because yes, Georgia, I randomly picked this ones because I just wanted to do this test tonight. William, suck a lemon and it's gonna go away, the whole feeling. Well, I did watch, let me think. I did not watch two of them. So yes, there are mostly shows that I have watched, but I try to go like from all time around, like from Married with Children, which I think is the oldest I picked, to like Dark that just finished now. Mr. Robot I watched pretty recently. I loved the finale from Mr. Robot. I think it's one of the best finales of a TV show. So yes, if you guys wanna pick the stuff for Saturday, which ones are gonna be like on the two sides, please go on the Facebook group and vote for them. And yeah, I'm waiting for any suggestions. I'm not gonna do the random thing anymore. So I am gonna make brackets, also because it's gonna be a lot easier for me. So I'm just gonna randomize the order of some of them. If you're watching tennis, I'm gonna do like the seeded, kind of like there, and then half of them will be random, but the ones that are seeded, they're gonna be far away from each other, so they meet later in the whole randomizing thing. And I wanted to say something else. I totally forgot what I wanted to say. Oh, I wanted to tell you what were like the results of like the original round when you guys kept voting for stuff. And in that situation, on the first place was Friends. On the second was South Park. On the third was Game of Thrones. But then Game of Thrones lost. I don't know what was the first challenge for Game of Thrones. And then was Lost. So top four after the first round included Game of Thrones. But after that, Game of Thrones got eliminated. I could do that, William. Or what I could do actually is just to add those percentages like for each further section. So like whatever it was when there were like the last 8, what's that, quarterfinals? I would keep those percentages, like those points added, and then if you win like by far in one of them, you get those extra points. So yes, I could do that too actually. That's a good idea. I will actually have to write it down because I'm old and I forget. And then I can also tell you towards the end how many points they had, each of them. Risti, I was only planning to do Eurovision stuff. This was just a test. That's why it's like TV shows. If you guys will want to do like other stuff other than Eurovision, I can plan some of those too. But I feel like the beginning should be Eurovision just because most of the people that are on the channel are because of Eurovision here. By the way, I can remove that now. Also, everything that I'm doing, what you guys see, like the pink thing, is in Photoshop. So I have so many windows open. Is the one where I see the results of the poll, plus the Photoshop where I have to keep switching images and whatever, plus this one where I'm reading the chat. So very stressful. Stefano, you just missed us picking the best TV show in the world. It was Friends. But you can watch it back, and on Saturday I'm gonna make this again with Eurovision. So I'm waiting for other stuff. I know, Victor, but I still have to kind of put those questions in. Because even if it's far, but there will be some questions that also advantage the older ones over the newer ones. So the whole thing is gonna be different. I'm gonna try to make it fair for everyone. Yeah, so does anyone want to join the messenger group? Please let Adli know if anyone is here and is not in the group. William, I am not sure I can do the recap just because it's such a pain in the butt right now with the copyright stuff. Maybe I will prepare like some small clips or something. Do you think the thumbnails will not help, like just images? Do you think people will have to actually listen to the songs? Because I don't want the videos to get blocked. That's my main issue. Yes, Gabriel. For me, it was definitely bumpy because I'm not used to like all the screens at the same time. Okay, Reese. I will try with like around 10 seconds of the song. I need to make the clips though. Jay, the chat group is extremely random. And we do game nights sometimes. I know, William. A lot of pre 2010 will get lost. But I mean, it's the same when people are like nominating the songs. I already looked at the poll and I only saw, I think, like two oldish songs. All the rest are fairly new. I'm actually looking at it right now. I saw one older one. One old one. There used to be two, but the other one fell through. Yeah, so thanks guys for doing this. If you have to tell me anything or if you want me to do whatever, please tell me because after that I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna unlist the video. Oh, Luke, are you on the group, like the page? And chat group. You mean chat group? I don't know, I'm getting confused which Luke you're talking to. I thought you were talking with the other Luke. So guys, I'm gonna go. Thanks so much for like doing this test with me. I'm gonna try to make it smoother and a bit fairer. And also I'll have issues explaining the rules, but I hope people will catch on while the thing is happening. So I'm gonna try to do the first one this Saturday already. I'm gonna see how it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'm gonna try it. I think it's gonna be fun. Thanks for testing this with me. See you guys.